welcome to the Ariel Show. I'm Ariel, and as always, I am so freaking stoked that you're here. You're making a great decision today. Before we get into today's topic, let's talk about what we really all want to hear about, and that is my tattoos. Look at this. You see this? Amazing. This one says beautiful, and this one says brutal, because life is both, and you can't have one without the other. So that's that. For all of you guys who have been asking, wondering what I got, that's what I got. Okay, so today's episode is from my heart to yours. I just want to kick you in the ass. I just want to wake you up and tell you that everything that exists in your life today got here because you said yes to it. This isn't just true for you, it's true for me too. And we can be excited about this rather than like totally defeated and discouraged. So I know that for most of us, crappy is our default. Crappy is our normal way of living, and I'm just totally not cool with that. I am so frustrated with going back and forth, feeling like, you know, emotionally stable for a couple months, and then having like a bad week and just feeling like I've done no work at all on myself and I'm right back to square one. And I don't want that for any of you. So this past week, I published a blog post called Here's What I Need You to Know. I'll throw the link up for that so you can check that out. And so many of you have resonated with it that I'm just gonna keep running with that because I have more to say on it. I want you to know that you can change the way that you feel. You can change your life. Most of us don't understand this. Like, most of us are literally just waiting around for our dreams to come to us, for our sanity to come to us, for our happiness to come to us. And that's how you end up living like a really mundane life, and you're like 60 one day and you're like, gosh, this sucks and this is stupid. Or maybe you just feel like this sucks and this is stupid the whole time. I don't want that for any of you. And it doesn't have to be like that. And it just kind of blows my mind that because there are some things that we don't know, that we don't have figured out, and because we believe the messages that society tells us, we just kind of buy into these lies that this is the way that we are, and so we have to stay this way. And I'm not cool with that. I'm not cool with staying the way that I am. I want to change. I want to evolve, and I totally want that for you. So let's revisit this statement. Everything that exists in your life is there because you said yes to it. For some of you, you'll be like, well, I didn't choose my super crappy parents. I didn't say yes to the horrible abuse I went through in my childhood. No, you didn't. That's true. If you're a minor, you're probably in a lot of situations that you are kind of forced to be in, whether you said yes or not. But for those of you who are watching who are above 18, you pretty much have control over your life. And I don't care if your parents are kind of manipulating you and controlling you, you're still saying yes to that. You need to put up some boundaries so they quit making all your decisions for you. And if you're under 18, you still have the control over a lot more than you think. You still have control over your feelings. You still have control over a large way of how you spend your time. And if you are in a soul-sucking, horrible relationship with someone, maybe you need to leave them. Maybe you need to break up with somebody. Maybe you need to break up with some of your friends and craft a new life for yourself. You guys, most of us are too scared to do that. Most of us are too comfortable in where we're at, and that's the thing, we're too comfortable in our own misery. For those of you who that's all you know is hating yourself, all you know is harming yourself, all you know is feeling hopeless when you think of your future, there is a better way. So just even thinking about those ideas is enough to kind of spark some new thought patterns, new ways of thinking, new beliefs about our lives. And most of us go through life pretty mundane, and then life hands us these little sparks of inspiration, these little gifts, and they really are gifts. Most of us, these little sparks will come. Maybe we will watch this really like awesome, inspiring movie. Maybe we'll talk to somebody. Maybe we'll get a glimpse of somebody walking down the street, and our heart will kind of like expand. We'll be like, oh, like you feel yourself caught up in that, and a part of your soul is trying to talk to you in that moment and is resonating with this, and they're telling you, hey, listen to this. Hey, pursue this. And that's what I'm trying to do with the music that we write, with the Ariel Show, with the interactions that I have in person with you guys. I'm trying to help spark some of these things inside of your soul, so that way you know that there is a better way to live and you can pursue that. And I need those sparks and reminders constantly too. But what most of us do is we experience a spark and we kind of are very passive about it because we are so used to being entertained. We're so used to just following the ups and downs of what the TV show, you know, emotionally roller coaster wants us to go on. And we're not actually thinking that, hey, we can follow this spark and we can expand on it. So I want you to start looking for these little sparks of inspiration. I hope that you get kind of what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like when you feel alive for a second. Maybe that's when you're playing guitar. Maybe that's when you're watching your favorite band's music video. Maybe that's when you're sewing. I mean, for me, that's like seriously what it is. That helps me a lot. Creating helps make me feel sane and like myself, and like there must be a better way to live than the crappy, mundane, boring crap that we all get stuck in. So don't let those sparks come to you as a gift and then like open the gift and throw it away. You need to keep those around in your life. We actually can create a lot of those sparks for ourselves. And those sparks, what they really do is they provide some immediate short-term relief. So they do not long-term necessarily change our lives. And I think there's a maybe concept going around in self-help where you just kind of, follow all the little sparks and then one day you wake up and your life is great. I don't really think that's how it works. That's not how it's worked for me. But there are things that I do when I'm not feeling well to provide some immediate short-term relief. I've shared these things with you before, but I will share them with you again because we always need to be reminded about self-care practices. So let's say I'm having a crappy day. I can turn my day around by planning out something fun in the evening. I can be like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna try out this super awesome, exciting Pinterest meal and actually go get the ingredients that I wouldn't normally spend money on and actually spend time in the kitchen mindfully making myself this awesome gourmet meal. That's something fun for me. That gets me excited. I'm like all lit up about that. I can go play piano. I can try to write a song that is gonna make me feel like I'm using my talents to help people. I love to burn candles. Candles are like the cheapest, most awesome way that make me feel like I'm doing something kind of trivial and just adorable and loving to myself. Another thing that I like to do for myself is spend time on myself in the morning. So I used to just like never wear makeup and I just skipped that part because I was like, look at all the time I'm saving. But now I've realized that it's worth it for me to invest 15 minutes in doing my hair and makeup most mornings. And I do that because I like it and I get something out of it and it energizes me. Those are the little sparks that I'm talking about. What they do, like I said, they provide that short-term relief where it stops the cycle of crazy in your head and brings just a little bit of light in. Lets a little bit of light and joy into your life. Once you have a little bit of sanity and you're not feeling quite as crazy or delusional or depressed or whatever, that's where you get some clarity where you can dig into your beliefs. And that is how we create long-term change, you guys, changing our beliefs. I have a lot of really messed up, untrue beliefs in my head. And so do you. Most of us don't know that they're true, or that they're not true. Most of us don't know that we believe them. We just assume because that's the message that we have received from our parents, from our society, from our friends, from culture, whatever. You have to examine your beliefs. You have to be like, why do I think that about myself? Why do I think I could never go after my dream? Why do I think that I am destined to be clinically depressed the rest of my life? Why do I think that I will never be happy or never meet my soulmate, blah, blah, blah. Like, you have to identify those things and call them out, but because they are so like on autopilot and so subtle, like you never really hear yourself think, wow, I just thought that I'm going to be sad the rest of my life. Like you never really identify that unless you are like looking for it, unless it is on your radar. So put it on your radar and begin examining your beliefs and being like, is this true or is this a bunch of crap? The best way that I know how to do this is to pretend that I am going over my friends' beliefs. It really helps to write them down, then you can kind of distance yourself from them. Write them down and read them, and you'll probably be like, oh my gosh, a crazy person wrote this because they're so not as true as that we believe that they are. Also, it can be really helpful to actually involve like a literal friend, somebody who's got your back, somebody who is level-headed, who loves you, who's like generally a little bit more positive maybe than the average person, because a lot of times they can just totally bust down your negative beliefs and all the lies that you believe about yourself, and that can be so helpful. What I'm trying to express to you today is that if your life sucks, if you hate yourself, it doesn't have to be that way. And you have a lot of say in your life. You have a lot of control and a lot of power in how you feel every single day. And I just hate the idea of you sitting around feeling awful about yourself, drowning yourself in your own misery when it doesn't have to be that way. Okay, so take that, run with that. I've given you a little spark today, okay? So rather than just letting this go in one ear and out the other, expand on this. Maybe spend a couple minutes journaling out some of your false beliefs. Maybe watch a couple other episodes or another podcast or something that kind of makes you feel lit up and sane, and follow this trail of breadcrumbs that you are creating for yourself into a better life, because it can be better. Okay, I love you guys. You're the best. Before I go, I don't know if you heard, but I am now offering one-on-one customized guidance for those of you who want to get a little bit deeper. So this is for those of you who are enjoying the Ariel show, who kind of like dig my teaching style, you know, we're on the same page, you get what I'm trying to say, and maybe you're feeling stuck in your life. I really believe that we can break through those beliefs together, and I will have a fresh perspective on your life because I'm not like knee deep in your own excuses the way that you are or the way that somebody close to you might be. So I'm planning on kicking you in the ass. I'm not just gonna like pat you on the back and be like, oh, I'm so sorry, you poor thing. I'm gonna call you out on your negative beliefs and your lies about yourself. and I'm really excited about this. So if that sounds like something you'd be into, just head to customcatastrophes.com/getguidance. Here's the link for that. Change your life. I love you so much. You are so precious to me. I hope you feel it. Lots of love to my friends over at Singer for helping to make today's episode, as well as my patrons on patreon.com. You guys are the bomb. You make this whole thing run. I love you forever. You guys are the best. Have a great week. I'll see you next time. Bye.